Hello, and welcome to today's episode of The Daily Blend. I'm your host, AC, and we are joined in studio today by Sherri Helm and Andy Upham, and they are here representing Sleep in Heavenly Peace. How are you both?
Doing great.
Doing well, thank you.
It is good to have you here. It is good to have you here. So, Andy,
Yes.
For anybody who is watching or listening who may not be familiar, tell us a little bit about the organization Sleep in Heavenly Peace.
Well, great. Well, Sleep in Heavenly Peace, we build beds for kids 3 to 17 that don't have beds. And it's pretty much that simple. We want kids to be able to sleep and get a good night's rest so that when they're at school, when they're at other activities, that they can just function better. And so this is actually part of a national organization, but we are locally here in Columbia now. We started just here in 2024. And at this point, we've given out about 340 beds just in the past, almost just 2 years now. So it's pretty amazing how Columbia's come together to take on this entire, what we're going to call an epidemic of bedlessness. It's something that we didn't think about before, but when we got together and started talking with how we can help support the community, working with children, so many great other programs. And of course, you've had everybody else on camera here at different times, but all the wonderful things that we do in Columbia. And we were missing this. We were missing getting beds to kids. When families would call, they were scrambling everywhere trying to find them. Now they have a place to go, and we can get them the entire bed. They can have bunk beds or single beds. They're twin beds. They get the full bedding, the pillows, everything that comes along with it, and we'll deliver them to the families and set it up. And of course, we love having the kids help us set it up. One of my favorite things when we're building the beds with the kids is ask them who built your bed, and they try to point at me, and I say, no, you built your bed. So it's a lot of fun to go in and let the families just participate and be a part of that family that was reaching out and be a part of helping in our community.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing because it's kind of something that people might take for granted,
Yeah.
right? Thinking everybody has a bed,
Right.
Yeah.
right, Sherri?
I had no idea there was such a need as this in our community. I just didn't have a clue. And as of right now, we just continue to keep getting applications. I think we have about 60 in our portal right now, which represents about 120 bed requests. And I have to talk to each and every family, and that's a joy, but also it's a heartbreaker because I get to hear kind of where these families have been, where they're trying to get to, and we're happy that we get to be just a little piece of a blessing for them.
Yeah, I would imagine so. And Andy, you said something that's really important because you think about how important it is. A good night's sleep is so very important. Mm-hmm. And so how can you function in your school day or in your activity if you haven't had a good night's sleep?
Right. A lot of the behaviors that teachers see come from that lack of sleep and consistent rest that the kids need in order to be ready to go for a day. So it's great to see that when we get the beds in there, the kids have a place they can call their own, that they don't have to share with a sibling, or they're not on the floor, or they're not sleeping on a pile of clothes because that's all they had to sleep on until we came along. So it's just a great ability to give that little piece of rest to a child, but it becomes such more bigger impact. So.
Yeah. What's the general timeline from the time they apply, Sherri, and speak to you to the time a kid is in a bed?
During the year where we're building and delivering, so March to December, it's 4 to 6 weeks typically. They come in 1 month, we will deliver almost always the next month, unless there's an emergency. If for some reason a family is referred by the Department of Family Services or the Columbia Housing Authority or something, and there's an urgent need, then we will try to gather volunteers and deliver off schedule and do it quicker. That just happened this last week. But for the most part, about a month.
Okay. And where are the builds happening?
So we build at Community United Methodist Church. It's on West Broadway, 3301 West Broadway. You can actually see our schedule coming up here soon on Facebook, and we'll also be posting it out on the website. But we do 7 builds a year. We start in March. We'll do March, April, May, June. We take July off, and then we build again August, September, and October. We're basically building 30 to 40 beds. We may have to do a few more this year because the requests are coming in stronger. And currently we serve all of Columbia, all 3 zip codes of Columbia. In the future, we may expand, but that all depends on donations and volunteers.
Yeah. And speaking of donations and volunteers,
Yeah.
it's still December.
Which means Como Gives.
That's right.
So you can go on to Como Gives. You can check it out there, or you can just go to our website and give directly there to us. We take, of course, cash. That's wonderful. But we have so many great organizations in town that are also doing bed drives, pillow drives, different ways of helping out. And every little thing helps. Here a few weeks ago, we were out of pillows, and Veritas came through, and they got us a bunch of pillows. We have quilting groups that make quilts for us. So just so many different ways to give. And everything goes right back into the bedding. We don't have any overhead for ourselves. We're all volunteers. The church gives us the space to use to store everything. We're not directly connected with the church. We're a separate group, but they're giving us their building space. And they're allowing us to get a lot of stain on their driveway and out there in the parking lot. So it's great to know that the community comes together. And on our average bed build, we'll have anywhere from maybe 40 or 50 people all the way up to over 100 people helping to build on those days.
Wow. And that's volunteers can be used for that as well.
Yes,
correct?
all volunteers.
Okay. All volunteers. And so if you're listening and you're looking for a way to give back,
Right. And it's so fun working shoulder to shoulder with people. We sand, we drill, we have jigs. If you have no tool experience at all, we'll give you a quick training and put you to work on that day. And we have little kids carrying wood. We've got a person that's over 94 that loves to sand, and he just can be there and sand and loves to do it. And I think he's stronger than I am. He's been delivering beds with us a few times as well.
That's awesome and amazing. And I am so glad that we were able to get you guys on to talk about this. I've heard about it, and I am so excited that more people now get to hear about Sleep in Heavenly Peace and what you guys are doing for this Columbia community, because it's so important for the kids of Columbia to be able to get a good night's sleep so that they can go out and function properly in their day. So thank you both so much and your organization for what you are doing for Columbia. And people, get out there on Como Gives and find Sleep in Heavenly Peace and donate and volunteer your time.
Volunteer.
That's right.
And volunteer your time to help. Thank you guys so
Thank you.
much
Thank you
for
so
coming
much.
on to talk about this. Much appreciated.